Now to the latest on the arraignments of the suspects in the weekend armed standoff in Wakefield. The leader of the group, the Rise of the Moors, was in court within the last hour. Jahmal Latimer went back and forth with the judge about the charges against him and his court-appointed attorney. Here is part of that appearance, and we do want to apologize and let you know that the audio is sometimes hard to hear.
Mr. Bay, do you wish to proceed without the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes.
All right. That means I have to ask you a series of questions, sir, about that, because I have to make sure that you are waiving the right to be assisted by a lawyer freely, willingly, voluntarily, and knowingly. So are you prepared to answer some questions?
I will answer some questions, yes.
Thank you. Before you answer the questions, I have to place you under oath. I'm going to ask you, if you wouldn't mind listening to the clerk for that purpose. Mr. Burns, if you would.
Solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony about to provide this court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. So swear.
I will tell the truth to the best of my ability. Thank you.
Thank you. And you prefer to be known as Jahmal Bay, is that correct?
Yes, that is who I am.
All right. And you have previously been known as Jahmal Latimer, is that true?
No.
All right. How old are you, sir?
29.
And how far have you gone in school?
High school.
Do you have any kind of mental illness or mental condition that might affect your ability to think clearly?
Not at this time.
Are you thinking clearly today?
Yes, I am.
And so you've not had any drugs or medicines or alcohol that might affect that ability?
Not to my knowledge.
All right. So you understand that you are charged with a number of crimes. Is that true?
That is not true.
Well, you understand that you are in fact charged with these crimes.
No, I don't understand.
All right, I'm going to make sure you do understand. The first charge against you is that you possessed a large capacity firearm. The second is that you carried a firearm without a license. The third is that you improperly stored a firearm. The fourth is that you used body armor in the commission of a felony. The fifth is that you committed conspiracy. The sixth is that you furnished false identifying information to law enforcement upon arrest. And the seventh is that you possessed ammunition without an FID card. So do you understand what I've just read to you?
No, I don't understand.
All right.
Explain to me why I don't understand.
Let me ask it another way, if you don't mind, Mr. Bay. I've read what the charges are on the complaint here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And so I understand that you may feel that you have a defense to those charges, and you may very well. In fact, you are presumed innocent of these charges.
Why am I in jail?
So having said that you are presumed innocent and a not guilty plea has entered on your behalf, you understand that you are in fact charged by this complaint with those offenses. I'm not asking you to admit to the legitimacy of those offenses, simply whether or not you understand that those are the charges that have been brought in this court against you.
I don't understand how these charges can be brought against me.
All right. But you've heard the charges as I read them to you,
I did
yes?
hear you, yes, I did.
All right. And so I want you to understand that at least count one carries a very serious penalty, and that is a potential of 10 years in state prison. I don't know if you were aware of that, but now that I've said that, you understand that this is a very serious set of charges. Well, do you understand that what I've told you is the maximum penalty for at least one of these charges is 10 years in state prison?
I understand that violates younger state of Hawaii.
All right, but do you understand that that is in fact a potential penalty?
I understand that violates younger state of Hawaii.
All right. I'll take the first part of your answer, which is that you understand it. So much of your answer is also claims that it violates a law. I understand, I heard you, but I take it that you do understand that there is a significant potential penalty. So it's your wish, I believe you told me that you want to proceed without the assistance of a lawyer. Is that true?
I will proceed for say yes.
All right. And you understand that lawyers are trained advocates whose purpose is to assist you zealously throughout every step of the criminal process. Do you understand that?
No, I don't.
Well, I will tell you that it is true. Lawyers are professionally trained advocates. They are trained in both the process, the procedures, as well as the substantive law. Now that I've said that, do you understand that?
This paper said my charges are disorderly conduct. That's what this guy right here?
His papers, I don't know who you're referring to. I can tell you, Mr. Bay, that officially, we have read what you are charged with. Whatever information you may have had previously, this is the formal charging
He's
document.
gonna represent me zealously, that was a lie. It's his
All right.
paper that he showed me said disorderly conduct.
All right.
Those are my charges, what he told me.
All right, well, it may be that he needs a few more minutes to get all the paperwork, but the paperwork that I can tell you officially charges you has all those charges. So my question is, generally speaking about lawyers, do you understand what their function is as I've just described it to you?
No, I don't. He's gonna know he's asking me, he said he was a lawyer.
Putting aside this gentleman for the moment, my question is about lawyers in the Commonwealth. Do you understand that they are professionally trained in both the procedural aspects of the criminal process as well as the substantive law? All right. In which case, Mr. Bay, I cannot accept your waiver of your right to have a lawyer assist you. And so, indeed, so you're not. So you will have a lawyer because you're not waiving that right. But I am telling you that right now, I do not find that you are waiving your right to have a lawyer assist you freely, willingly, and knowingly, and voluntarily. So I'm not going to accept your waiver. You'll be
Objection,
represented.
you solicited, sir.
You'll be you will have,
And solicitor is not allowed on the bench, you know that, Paul.
you will have
So that's an objection.